Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm here to give you 3 players that I think will have a very good season. In fact, they will have a much better season than they did last year. To be honest with you, it's not hard to have a much better season than they did last year, but these are the 3 players that I think we should watch out for because I do think they are going to finally cement their place in the starting 11, or at least give us some belief that they are part of the future here at Luton. Before I go into detail about these 3 players, can we smash the like button? Let me know 3 players down in the video comments who you think actually are the ones to look out for in this upcoming season. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before the season starts. I make Luton and EFL content. So the first player that I've decided to pick that I think is going to have a much better season than he did last year is Walters. 20 years old. We signed him from Arsenal. Last season was his first season as a professional, and I think he learnt quite a bit. Played under 2 managers, 2 different ways of playing football. In fact, we weren't really consistent last year, and I don't think that helps a young player, especially within their first year of football. So he would have learnt quite a bit. He made 16 appearances last season. He's 20 years old. Yeah, he is a bit inexperienced, but hopefully he can learn from some of the experienced players within the team, which we now have, like Cal Naismith and also Saville. I think as well, going forward, we're actually going to play a system that actually fits the way he wants to play. If we are going to play a back 4, he can play as a right back, which is his preferred position, I believe. And if we do play a back 3, yeah, okay, play him as a right wing back. He is a very attacking fullback. That's what he was known for at Arsenal. Remember, Arsenal didn't want to let him go. Arsenal actually offered him a new deal. He actually said, no, I want to play first team men's football. So there is something about this lad. And I do believe we can figure it out and he can show it to us on a consistent basis. But he can play it as a right wing back. However, if we are going to play a back 3, Isaiah Jones is the one that's going to compete with him at that right wing back spot, and I just don't see him being ahead of Isaiah Jones. But if we play a back 4, then I do see him playing week in, week out as the right back, because Isaiah Jones could get pushed forward into a more right attacking role, and yeah, where he's actually at his most dangerous. He also played a couple of times as a right centre-back due to the injury crisis at Luton. So if we can have an actual consistent back 4 or back 3, whatever we play next season, I think Walters will just naturally improve. Also, we are now in another cup competition, and we also start in the earlier rounds in other cup competitions. So that gives opportunities to our younger players like Walters a chance to break into the first team if he hasn't done already. But I do believe this upcoming year is going to be a much better season for Walters. I don't think he was quite at the championship level. I think there is definitely elements to his game which needs to improve, and I think being in League One, we'll see the best out of him. The second player that I've decided to pick is Zack Nelson. Now, Zack Nelson finally broke into the first team last season. He made 23 appearances, scoring 1 goal and 1 assist. I'm very vocal with young players because if they're not making at least 20 appearances within a season, then they need to go out on loan. We can't afford to have younger players within the squad that's just going to sit on the bench. It's going to impact their development. There's only so much they can actually learn from sitting on the bench. I'd rather they go out and play men's football. But Zack Nelson, he featured quite a bit last year. Do I think he will feature more in this upcoming year? Yes. I felt at times in the Championship he did step up, but then there were times as well where I didn't think he stepped up. You can blame that on the system, you could blame that on having 2 different managers. There was a lot of confusion, you know. It was a very interrupted season last year and also not a very successful one. So I do believe this upcoming year will be a good year for Zack. Could he potentially be the replacement for Asgard? In fact, I think there are multiple players that could replace Asgard. You've got Zack Nelson, you've got Fane, and you've got Richards. All 3 can play in that role, which we've seen so far. Zack as well can play as a centre mid and also as a left and right attacker if we want him to. I remember the game against QPR away from home where he absolutely destroyed that left-hand side. So there is potential for Zack to play out on the wide if we need him to, but I do want to see him play a lot more as a number 10. But again, just like Walters, the quality isn't as good as the Championship. So this is the season where I would like Zack to hit more than 20 appearances, a lot more than 23, which he did last year, and really properly cement a place in the first team. And finally, the third player that I've decided to pick, and this might make a few people laugh, but I have decided to pick Baptiste. I don't know why, but I just think he's going to have a much better year. I think Matt Bloomfield, in terms of what he did at Wycombe and what he did in the second half of the season with us, he will adapt, he will change, and I think he will manage players better. We did see a massive increase and improvement in when players had an injury in returning back and managing their minutes. So he'll throw him on for half hour and then increase that workload. I think Matt Bloomfield is a lot better at managing players, and I think that will help Baptiste next season. If we can get Baptiste fit, there's no doubt about it that he has the quality. You don't become a Premier League player and play a couple of seasons in the Premier League if you are an average player. I do believe there is quality there. I do believe he is a Championship player, but because he keeps getting injured, we haven't really seen it. On his day, he can cause any team problems, especially in the third division of English football. You can see his quality, and I have been very critical of him because I did put my opinion out there that he is one of the players I wanted Luton to sign last season. So I feel disappointed that he's letting me down because of what's happened over the last 12 months, which is keep getting injured. Baptiste only got 1 goal and 1 assist last year, and I do believe those numbers will get better in the next 12 months. In fact, last time Baptiste played in League One, he done extremely well with Oxford, and that's what got him the move to Brentford. So I do believe he can smash this level. I do believe Matt Bloomfield can manage his minutes and get the best out of him. And also the way we are going to play next year, I think it's just going to suit Baptiste. Playing with the likes of Walsh and Saville in that midfield, and then you've got the younger players as well, like Zack Nelson, Richards. I think it's a really good balance. And also, he's 27 years old. We are meant to be seeing the best years out of Baptiste. And I feel like if he doesn't get a certain amount of games in this upcoming year, he's going to look back at his career and go, I should have done more, or I needed to do better in certain areas. I know players don't deliberately get injured, but there's something wrong there, and hopefully we can just manage him and get the best out of him. He said he wanted to come to Luton to play regular first team football. Well, this is your chance now. I just feel like another poor season, that's it for him. I don't think he's going to get any more chances with fans. I think some fans have already given up on him. This is going to be his last chance. So that is the end of today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy listening to my thoughts on the 3 players that I think could smash League One next season. Let me know the 3 players down in the video comments that you think will actually tear League One apart. Smash the like button on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. Don't forget to follow me across all my social media, and I'll see you guys in the next video.